Hello, I'm John Fisher, and this is an ode to ORDE, the ORDE Wingate story. Now, you will help me immensely this evening if you make sounds at home. This is an adventure, a big adventure epic. And if you make sounds at home, it'll make it that much more exciting for me. So help me out, okay? And there are all kinds of sounds in this adventure. Because it's an adventure, there's a lot of explosions. So let's practice some of these sounds. Let's begin by practicing the explosions. Give me some explosions. With your friends at home or your pet, make explosion sounds. Here we go. Good, good. Yes, I hear you. I hear those explosions. That's great. Very good start. Good group, good group. Also, machine guns. Let's practice some machine guns. Or anything you want to do. Machine guns. Let's give me some machine guns. Yeah, good, good. Those are good machine guns. Yeah, I still hear them. Keep it up. Keep it up. Get your pets involved. Yeah. And then airplanes are good too. There are a lot of airplanes. And you can do wings at home too. You don't even need to stand up to do wings. You can do them anywhere. So let's do some airplane sounds. Yeah, louder, louder, louder airplanes. Yeah, planes are really loud. And finally, angry camels. We need angry camels. This is the sound of an angry camel. So I want to hear you do that. Yeah, good, louder. Yes, those are great. Those are great sounds. So whenever I indicate for you to do a sound, do a sound. Those are some of them, but there are plenty. There are plenty more. Okay, so we begin with very dramatic music. Here we go. Bum 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 bum. Come on, help me out, help me out. Bum 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 bum. Yeah, loud, loud, really dramatic. Bum 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 bum. This is the story of ORDE Wingate. He was a British officer who defied his commanders. In 1935, the Italians, under Benito Mussolini, the fascist ally of Adolf Hitler, seized Ethiopia and turned it into an Italian colony. In 1940, the British were poised to invade Ethiopia and push the Italians out. But would they turn it into a British colony or would they return it to the Ethiopians? This is ORDE Wingate's story. Bum 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 bum. Our story begins in July of 1941 in Cairo. ORDE Wingate is in his hotel room in the Grand Hotel of Cairo. He holds a knife to his neck. He is attempting suicide. Let them pause and think. They have ignored me. They have denied my accomplishments. Everything that we achieved in Ethiopia, they have refused to acknowledge. If I kill myself, they'll have to pause and think about their crimes. How dare they? How dare they? 8 months earlier, ORDE Wingate arrives in Khartoum, in the Sudan, traveling by plane. Give me some plane sounds. Plane sounds. That's good. That sounds really good. Good memory. Keep it up. We're coming in for a landing. Choo, choo, choo. Waiting on the tarmac is Lieutenant Shropshire. Sir, Mr. Wingate, welcome to Khartoum. Oh, hello. You are? I'm Lieutenant Shropshire, sir. I'm to drive you around the city. Well, it's nice to meet you, Lieutenant Shropshire. Yes. Major Wingate. Yes, sir. You're famous, sir. I've read about you in Palestine, leading the Zionists. You're my hero, sir. Your night attacks have inspired me. I want to be involved in a night attack someday. Oh, thank you, Lieutenant Shropshire. Why are you driving me around? Well, General Platt wants to see you immediately, sir. So late at night, but he wants to see you, sir. Right this way, sir. Here's the car, and if you can just get in, sir. There you are. Yes. Here we go, sir. So, Shropshire, are you a driver by trade? No, sir. I'm a pilot by trade. I fly aircraft for the RAF. This is just temporary. Why aren't you flying now? Well, because there are no aircraft in Khartoum, sir. There are no RAF planes to speak of in the Sudan. That's very interesting. Why not? Well, priorities are other places, sir. And General Platt, you like working for him? Oh, well, it's a job, sir. What kind of a man is he? Oh, he's best described as energetic, sir. He's a very energetic general. Energetic. I look forward to meeting him. Yes, sir. Yes, indeed. Oh, here we are. General Headquarters, Khartoum. Here you are, sir. Just right up those steps. You'll find the General's adjutant at the top of the steps. Well, thank you, Shropshire. I look forward to seeing you later. Hello, I'm here to see General Platt. Yes, go on, sir. Thank you. General Platt, Major Wingate. Yes, I know who you are. You've arrived, finally. Yes, I was a bit held up, sir. No, welcome to Khartoum. I served here earlier, sir. I am familiar with the Sudan. Yes, I've read your dossier. I know all about you. And I must say I'm not impressed. I don't like Zionists, and I don't believe they belong in Palestine. I don't like what you were doing with them. Night attacks, guerrilla warfare, commando stuff. Bollocks. I don't believe in any of that stuff. Why was I brought here, sir? I don't know. You were sent to me. I don't quite know what to do with you. I just assumed I'd be involved in the invasion of Ethiopia. Invasion of Ethiopia. As if the British Army could ever invade Ethiopia. The Italians have 240,000 men there. They have tanks, they have planes. There's no way we can take on that kind of firepower. Well, then why was I brought here, sir? I don't know. I don't have anything for you. You can go to the quartermaster. Perhaps he could give you a job serving people lunch. As far as I'm concerned, you're not here. Good day, sir. Sir, I think you might have the wrong impression of me. Perhaps you don't know how a night attack works. Let me demonstrate to you a night attack. It's very simple, sir. The great thing about the night is there are no lights. You can't see anything. And that's the wonderful thing about the night, is it's complete darkness. Wingate, where are you, Wingate? Wingate, where have you gone? Where are you? Wingate? Wingate, no, don't touch me! How dare you! Don't tickle me! How dare you! Get your hands off me! Get your hands off me, Wingate! You see? That's the wonderful thing about the night attack. The enemy can never see you. Yes, and you can't see the enemy either. It works both ways. Yes, of course. But you know where the enemy is because you planned it. So you just head right towards them, and sure as enough, they'll be there. You'll find them. That was an appalling demonstration. You have great cheek. Now get out. Pleased to meet you, sir. Get out. The pleasure is always mine, sir. Oh, one thing, sir. I wonder if you could direct me to Haile Selassie. I'd like to meet Selassie. I'd like to meet him today. That joke? Yes, you would like to meet him, wouldn't you? Well, he's the emperor of Ethiopia. He's a joke, that man. I assumed he'd be involved in the invasion. He won't have anything to do with this invasion. Have anything to do about it. He will not be involved. Well, where can I find him? I'd love to speak to him. He lives in a suburb outside of Khartoum. He goes by Mr. Smith. Are you quite finished with me? Can you release me? Of course, sir. Thank you for your assistance. So I headed out to the suburb to meet the great emperor Haile Selassie. Emperor, welcome. You are Major Wingate. Yes, I am. It's such a pleasure to meet you, sir. It's a pleasure to meet you. Please, come in and sit down. Can I get you some tea or something to drink? No, you can't, sir. I wanted to say hello. I wanted to talk to you. Well, I have very few visitors. You must be excited about the invasion of your country. Liberate it again, return to the Ethiopians. Is that what will happen? I'm not so sure. Don't you think so, sir? Yeah, it would be invaded. I'm not quite sure what the British would do with it. But surely, sir, when you get back there, you'll be able to raise the men to you, bring the crowds to you, the patriots, your patriots. They'll gather to fight your war. Sometimes I wonder. I've just about given up hope for Ethiopia. So, to quote an Old Testament proverb, if you're not for yourself, who will be? You must believe, sir, you are the emperor of Ethiopia. You're the conquering lion of Judah. You are descended from Solomon and Sheba. Many people don't believe that story. Bollocks! Balderdash! They don't believe it because they're jealous. There is not a single monarch on this planet who can trace his roots all the way back, his lineage, to Solomon and Sheba. You flatter me, I don't. You have enormous power, sir. Enormous. I want to utilize it. I want to help you give Ethiopia back to the Ethiopians, Africa to the Africans. You are like Lawrence of Arabia. He was a cousin of mine and an inspiration. I'd like to meet you very much, Major Winkett. Does your commanding officer know that you're visiting me? Yes, he does. Does he know what you've said to me? No. I intend to introduce my plan to him and many other people at a very important staff meeting tomorrow, a strategy meeting. A very important man will be there. I hope to win him over to my way of thinking. I look forward to hearing how that staff meeting goes. Thank you for visiting me, Major Winkett. So, the next morning, the staff meeting, a strategy meeting to plan the invasion of Ethiopia with our very distinguished guest. The meeting was chaired by General Platt. Welcome, gentlemen, welcome. Welcome, everybody, welcome. We have a most distinguished visitor with us today. Please welcome the Prime Minister, Mr. Winston Churchill. A round of applause, please. Clap for Winston Churchill, he's very important. Clap for him. Yes, here. Thank you, General Platt, for that very lovely introduction. Gentlemen, I believe this invasion of Ethiopia is strategically mandatory. We must invade Ethiopia. We must drive the Italians out, and we must do it aggressively. We must attack now. Strategy, gentlemen, strategy. Yes, General Platt, you wanted to say something. Forgive me, sir, but I think the invasion of Ethiopia is a pipe dream, sir. I don't think it's possible. I have 20,000 men. The Italians have 240. I have no aircraft. I have no tanks. How can we do it? General Platt, I have very good news from Libya. General O'Connor has the Italians in Libya on the run. Soon you'll be reinforced with tanks and planes. You will be ready for your invasion. Major Winkett, I believe it is. Did you want to say something? Yes, sir, I did. I wanted to say something to everybody. Yes, I believe in strategy. Yes, I believe we should invade Ethiopia for strategic reasons. But I think there's something more important going on here. We have a moral duty to this country. A moral duty. When the Italians invaded in 1935, we gave it to them. We gave away that country. We gave it to that fascist Mussolini, just as we gave Hitler Czechoslovakia, Austria, the Rhineland. We gave it to them as part of appeasement. And now we owe it to Ethiopians to get it back. We must get it back. It is our duty, our moral obligation for being weak before. Not you, sir. Not you, your predecessor, Mr. Chamberlain. He was weak, but we must be strong, morally strong. We must invade Ethiopia and give it back to the Ethiopians. We must give Africa to the Africans. Africa for the Africans. Excuse me, Major Winkett, are you African? No, I'm not. But I will not be involved in an invasion, which is a British invasion for British colonies. I will not invade Ethiopia to turn it into a British colony. You are a traitor, sir, a traitor, and you are a boob, General, a boob. How dare you? Gentlemen, please, control yourself, please. General Pratt, you will have those tanks forthwith, and the aircraft, and the men. You will have plenty. Please make your plans accordingly for the invasion of Ethiopia. Major Wingate, could I have a word in private? Could I have a word in private with you? Yes, come here, Major Wingate. I've been waiting all morning out here on these steps. Hey, do you work for a Major Wingate? Yes, I'm Lieutenant Shropshire. I drive him around. When's he coming out of there? When does that staff meeting end? Oh, look, he's coming out now. Here he is. Major Wingate. My name is Williams. I'm from the Christian Science Monitor. I'm from the United States. It's a pleasure to meet you, sir. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, Williams. What brings you to the Sudan, to Khartoum? You do, sir. I've read about you. I'm a great admirer. I think you're going to give the British a great victory. And the British need one. There's been no British victory yet, but you'll give it to them. America wants to come into this war, but it needs to see that the British can win. So I'm going to follow you until you win. Then I'll give them to you. I'll give America a victory through you, and I'll come into this war. Very flattering, Mr. Williams. I'm not just flattering. You're already winning. I can tell. Can I get a picture of you, sir? A picture for the paper. Smile. Stand with Lieutenant Shropshire. Yes, that's it. Magnificent. Williams. Yes. Yes, I need somebody like you. You have energy. Yes, indeed. How did that meeting go? What happened in there? Well, not much, but I did get one thing. I got a plane. My friend, Mr. Churchill, he gave me a plane, an old plane, but a plane that flies. Shropshire, you said you were a pilot. Yes, sir, I am. Could you fly an old Vickers? Well, I think so, sir. Yes, of course. I don't see why not. Where are we going? We're going into Ethiopia this afternoon to the Gojum Plateau. We're going to fly behind Italian lines, behind enemy lines, to the Gojum Plateau. We're going to meet a great man named Colonel Standish, who's already there, raising Ethiopian patriots to help us win this war. We're going to go meet Colonel Standish. That sounds great, sir, and I'll get a picture of him. We're going this afternoon? Yes. The only problem is the Gojum Plateau is 4,000 feet tall, and there's a great hazard of running into it. Do you think you can solve that, Shropshire? Well, I'll just have to get on top of it, sir. Yes, we can't run into it. We have to get on top of it. Come on, let's go. So we went out to the airfield, where Mr. Churchill had arranged an old Vickers for me. It was actually a wonderful plane, just old, and a bit creaky. But we are going to Ethiopia, to the Gojum Plateau. So we loaded up on the plane and we took off. Shropshire was the pilot, and what a pilot he was. Here we go. How's it going, Shropshire? We're making progress. Yes, sir. Yes, but I'm a little worried about that plateau. I see it coming before us. Oh, don't worry, Shropshire. We'll get up to the top of it. But, sir, it's 4,000 feet tall. We don't have enough elevation. I don't know how I can get up that quickly. Oh, that's all right, Shropshire. Just head towards it. But, sir, I'm going to crash. We're headed into a massive plateau. It's looming above us. Don't worry, Shropshire. Just head like horse. We're about to crash, sir. We're about to crash. We're rising. We're rising. Make plane sounds. Make plane sounds. Yeah, plane sounds. We're rising. We're rising. We're rising up the plateau. We've cleared it. We've cleared it. So we arrived at the top of the Gojum Plateau, and I sprung out of the plane. Where's Colonel Standish? I'm Colonel Standish, sir. My goodness, sir, how'd you get that plane up that plateau? Well, I remembered an old trick. There's always hot air on the edge of the plateau, hot air. And if you just ride that hot air up, you'll get to the top. Well, it's a bloody miracle, sir. Oh, you came up here on hot air, did you? Yes, I'm full of it. Hot air. That's me. Oh, very good, sir. And what brings you to the Gojum Plateau, sir? You're way behind enemy lines. I know. I came to see you, Colonel Standish. We're getting ready for a massive invasion. Yes, I've heard about that. We're going to bring the Emperor Haile Selassie with us. right here to the Goten Plateau. And we're going to draw all the men in this part of the country, the patriots, to us. Really, sir? Well, why don't you bring him with General Platt? He's coming from the north with tanks and planes and hundreds of thousands of men. Well, why would you bring the emperor here? Because we're going to get to Addis Ababa, the capital, before Platt. We'll move like lightning using night attacks, and we'll liberate Ethiopia, and we'll put the emperor back in charge. There won't be any danger of a colony then. We'll beat General Platt to Addis Ababa. Sir, I'm not sure it's possible, sir. Of course it's possible. I'll be back soon with the emperor and trained men. We're going to go back and train them in Khartoum. It's so nice to meet you, Colonel Standish. It's nice to meet you, sir. Thank you, sir. Yes, I look forward to seeing you when you come back. So we returned to Khartoum, where I trained my men. I trained them in night attacks. Now, the most important thing about the night attack is three things. The most important aspect of the night attack is the grenade. The grenade is vital to any successful night attack. Because at night, when you throw a grenade, an Italian thinks it could be a bomb from a plane. It could be artillery. He doesn't know what hit him. He will become insane with fear. Once he's insane, you get him with the knife. A knife. So he's scared. He's scared of that explosion. You grab him and the knife. And finally, what makes night attacks work is exercise, training. We're going to have a month of training. So let's all do military jumping jacks. Everybody with me. And you can do this at home if you want. Military jumping jacks and 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4. Count. 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 6, 2, 3, 4. And so they trained. They trained for night attacks. And on January 20th, 1941, Major Wingate and the Emperor Haile Selassie entered Ethiopia with camels and trucks. I have returned. It is here. Yes, I feel it. My country, Ethiopia. The only African nation never to be occupied until the Italians. And we will free it once again. I know we will, sir. I know we will. But first, we have to get all those trucks up the escarpment. Come on, get those trucks up the escarpment. Come on, drag them up. Drag them up. We can't get them up. It's too steep. All right. Let's get the camels up. Camels up the escarpment. Come on, man. Get them up. Get those camels up. Come on, come on. Camel sounds. Angry camels. Come on, do it. That's good. Camels up. Get those camels up the escarpment. Get them up. Camels. 20,000 camels. We got to the top. When we arrived there was Colonel Standish, ready. And I said, we have to build an airfield. We have to build an airfield up here. If there's an airfield, we'll get planes. But there aren't any planes in this part. They're all with General Platt in the north. Yes, but if we build the airfield, they'll send us planes. Do you get the logic of it? Your Highness, can you talk to the local warlords and get them to stop fighting each other and fight with us to liberate the country, to get to Addis Ababa? Yes, I will talk with them. We will form our own army. We'll call it Gideon Force. That's a good Old Testament name. I feel very Old Testament. This feels like an Old Testament venture. And also, we're going to use night attacks. Always night attacks. The Emperor will inspire people with his wisdom, with his leadership, with his glory, and we'll inspire them with night attacks. And we'll get supplies from the enemy, which we'll capture, and we'll get reinforcements from the land. From people, night attacks. We're advancing, move forward. I wonder how General Platt is getting along with all those tanks. I haven't heard anything. Have you heard anything, Shropshire? No, I haven't. I wonder how the general's doing. Captain! Captain! Come over here. Yes, General Platt, sir. Why the devil can't your tanks move forward? They all seem to be bogged down. Yes, they're stuck in the mud, sir. The mud? Tanks are supposed to operate in the mud. That's the whole point of a tank. Well, they don't do so well in the mud, sir. Or in the sand, or on rocks. Well, what's the point of a bloody tank if it can't operate in sand or rocks or mud? What you have to understand is, what do I have to understand? Well, they're British tanks, sir. They're British. For God's sake, get those tanks moving. We need to move. We need to get to Addis Ababa. I just got a dispatch. A dispatch. It's from Mr. Churchill. I've been promoted to Colonel. Colonel Wingate. Well, here we go. Plane sounds, make plane sounds, make plane sounds. Planes overhead. Italian planes. They've found us. Explosions, make explosions. Bombs, they found us. They found our column. We'll have to move at night, only at night. Everybody, hunker down tonight. We'll move tonight, only at night. Does everybody have a candle? All right. Let's move forward. Only at night. If we hear anything, blow the candle out. Sir, why are we using candles instead of flashlights? Because candles are very Old Testament. This is an Old Testament venture. But, sir, flashlights are much more practical. No, they're not. Yes, they are, sir. How could they not be more practical than a candle? A flashlight can accidentally go on. If a flashlight goes on and we don't want it on, it doesn't matter if it's an accident or not. The Italians will see us and bomb us. And a candle? A candle's better than a flashlight? Yes, of course, because a candle can't accidentally go on. I'll demonstrate. Watch. The candle's on, and when I blow it out, it will stay out. Does that make sense? All right. There's a massive force facing Platt in the north. Now, if we capture the Mancuso forts, the Italians will not be able to retreat from Platt, and they'll bottle Platt up in the north. They'll be forced to fight Platt, and they'll slow Platt down. On the other side of us is the Nile. There's a bridge across the Nile. If we capture that bridge, we'll bottle up all the Italians around us, and we can reduce them. And then we'll have a clear shot all the way to Addis Ababa. So, Stanich, I want you to take your men, your patriots, and go and do a night attack on the Mancuso forts. Get them, night attack, night attack. How did it go, Stanich? It was all right. We captured them, the forts that night. Good work. Now, the rest of you, we're going to go for that bridge across the Nile. Attack the bridge. Come on, attack. Explosions, machine guns. Send word to Emperor. Tell the Emperor that we've captured the bridge. We're holding the bridge. We've got it in the palm of our hands. Tell them we've captured the bridge across the Nile. The Italians can't use it. Tell them we're holding it tight. Bravery is infectious. We will bring people to us with bravery. The only other thing that is as infectious is fear. We must understand that the patriots, the local Ethiopians, won't come to us unless they see us always being brave, always attacking. Night attacks, forward! Sir, it's Shosha, sir. Please don't stab me. I'm not an Italian. Oh, I'm sorry, Shosha. Quite sorry. That's all right, sir. Just please don't stab me. Of course not. Dispatch, sir. Yes? My God. The Italians are in full retreat. They're retreating away from Platt. And they're headed south towards that bridge. If we give up that bridge, the Italians will race past us, and then we can just follow them, nipping at their heels all the way to Addis Ababa. We're going to give up the bridge. we're going to give up that bridge and let the Italians race past us. Colonel Wingate, may I have a word with you? Of course, sir. In private, please. Oh, yes, sir, of course. What is it, sir? Colonel Wingate, I don't want you to give up the bridge that we've captured. Well, why not, sir? It's basic strategy. If we let the Italians race across that bridge, we'll nip their heels all the way to Addis Ababa. They're doing us a favor. When the enemy wants to retreat, you let him. But I cannot have my people see us surrendering things that we've captured. But, sir, it's strategy, it's tactics, it's what you do. You let the enemy flee. But my people will see us being weak. I cannot afford at this time to have them see us being weak. Oh, sir, that's ridiculous. Sir, I've asked you to obey an order. My people also need to see that I am in command of my army, not Colonel Wingate. Does that make sense? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We'll hold on to the bridge. Explosions, machine gun. Tell the Emperor that we're holding the bridge. We're holding it, but we can't hold out much longer. Ask him if we can surrender the bridge. Ask him if we can surrender the bridge. We're under incredible strain. You may surrender my bridge. You have proved how heroic my army can fight. Let yourself! Avanti! Avanti! You're a brave Italian. You came right at me. And now I am stabbed. Yes, I'm afraid you're not going to make it. Oh, Dio mio! Oh, dolore! Oh, dolore! Shh. I'll get you to an aid station. Come on. I'll carry you to an aid station. Oh, dolore! Oh, dolore! Dio mio! Dio mio! Shh. Be quiet. Be quiet. I'm Italian. I'm in pain. I cannot be quiet. Shh. Concentrate on not making too much sound. It will help you. How will it help me not make sound? Because if your confreres, the Italians, see us, they'll shoot at us. No, I must make sound. No, concentrate on not making sound. Not making sound. It's basic psychology. If you think about not making sound, you won't think so much about being hurt. It'll drive away the pain. See? Standish, I want you to take the Ethiopian Patriots and move on Addis Ababa. We need to keep moving towards Addis Ababa. Sir, these Ethiopian Patriots, many of them fought for the Italians. They've got Italian uniforms at home. I don't care. They're fighting for us. But they're traitors, sir. They're traitors first to us, and now they're traitors to the Italians. How can we trust them? I don't care. We're in a race for Addis Ababa. We must get there before Pratt gets there. But why, sir? These are generals, sir. We seem to be fighting our own people. I don't understand it at all. Because we must get there. We must. Trust me. Now take your Patriots and rush for Addis Ababa. We're launching assaults next on the forts that surround Deborah Marcos. But we're outnumbered, sir. We're completely outnumbered. Yes, we are, sir. We're outnumbered. Yes, we're outnumbered. Not outnumbered. Well, I guess I know we're outnumbered. So we'll use night attacks. General, I can never find you, Colonel Wingate. I can never find you because I lead from the front. I'm always at the front. You know where to find me. But if you lead from the front, how can you lead? I'm inspiring. The men expect me to lead from the front. If you were at the front with me all the time, you know where I was. Sir, I don't trust these patriots, sir. I don't trust them. We must trust them. They're all we've got. They're fighting brilliantly. We need trucks. We're not moving fast enough. We need trucks. Shropshire, we're going back to the plateau. We've got to get trucks up there in Scotland. Here's what we'll do. We'll use the camels. And we'll drag trucks up with the camels. Once we get a few camels to the top, we can drag up a truck. And once we've got 3 trucks to the top, we can drag more trucks up with more camels. Come on, camels, up the escarpment. Camels, 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 camels. Camels, camels. Come on, camels. Get them up. Get them up. Now, lash them to the first truck and draw the truck up. That's right, draw the truck up. Truck sounds, camel sounds, truck sounds. Good. Now you've got 1 truck. Get 2 more up there. Yes, that's it. Get them up. Come on, move, 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 move. Everybody move, move. So, yes, what is it? You can't hit the men, sir. They think of you as a father figure. If you hit the men, you will lose your status as a father figure. I'm sorry. My father hit me, and I hated him. I hate myself. I get carried away. Take over, Shropshire. Get the trucks up there. You know what to do. There's a dispatch, sir. Pat has broken through. He's broken through. He's headed to Addis Ababa. We need to move. We need to move. We need to move faster. Dispatch, sir. The Germans, General Rommel has attacked in Libya, which means they're going to start drawing forces away from Ethiopia, which means we must win this war as quickly as possible. We must get to the capital. There's only 1 more city between us and Addis Ababa, and that is Deborah Marcos. We must attack Deborah Marcos. Mortar attack on Deborah Marcos. Bring up the mortars. Bring them up. Bring them up. Mortar attack. Mortar fire. Mortar fire. If you got one of these at home, give me some mortar fire. My mortar broke. We've got it. We've got Deborah Marcos. Shropshire, get us ready to race into Addis Ababa. We must get to the capital before General Platt. Discharge, sir. It's the Emperor. He wants me to take part in a processional entry, a triumphant entry into Deborah Marcos. Okay, I must join him, but please, Shropshire, get the trucks loaded up and get ready for us to spring. Yes, sir. Williams, we're going into Addis Ababa. I hope you're ready to cover it. This is your big moment. Oh, yes, sir. I would love to get all that on film. Send it home. Send it home to the Americans. Good, good. I'm going to Deborah Marcos. See the Emperor make his triumphal entry into the city. Triumphant music. Triumphant music. Boom, 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 boom. My people, I have come to make Ethiopia once again. Come to me, my people. Come to me and join me in my crusade. That's over with. My God, what a bloody waste of time. Where the devil are we? What is this room? Where are we? Well, it's the Italian headquarters, sir. This is where the Italians led the campaign. Really? How's Shropshire doing? He's at the escarpment. He's bringing up the trucks. I hope he hears. What does that sound? I hear something ringing. Make some phone rings. Phone rings for me. Ring. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Phone rings. What is that sound? It's the phone, sir. The phone's ringing. The phone's ringing? Yeah, it's Italian headquarters. Well, I'll answer it. Oh, okay. Buongiorno. Sì. Sì. No. Oh. Arrivederci. Sì. Arrivederci. What the bloody hell was that, Williams? Well, it was a bunch of Italian soldiers they were calling headquarters. We're the headquarters. Well, what do they want? I think they want to know whether or not they should retreat. What'd you tell them? Well, I didn't tell them anything. I didn't know what to say. So I just said goodbye and hung up. Well, why the hell didn't you tell them to retreat? Tell them to call them back and tell them to retreat. They want orders, give them orders. But we're not Italians. I don't care about Italians. You can tell them to retreat. Go ahead. Oh, okay. Well, I'll give it a try. Yeah. Pronto? Sì. Buongiorno. Let's see. Ritrito. Ritrito, sì. Yes, ritrito. Sì, 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 sì. Arrivederci. Well, they said they'd retreat. But who were they? Well, they're holding some bridge across the Nile, and they wanted to know if they could retreat. And I said yes, and so they said they're going to do it. Good work, Williams. Jolly good work. Yes, that's what we need more of. Clever, clever, clever. That's what we need. Clever. Another dispatch, though. It's from the Emperor. He's holding an Easter service. He wants me to be involved with it. Get Shropshire up here. Get those trucks ready. As soon as he's got them, we'll put the Emperor into a car and race him into Addis Ababa. All we have between us now is a highway. Come on. I was very flattered to be asked to speak here today at this Easter service by the Emperor. And we are in the middle of a crusade. And I thought what I'd do is read a passage from Exodus, a book about people returning to their land, getting their land, just as I feel that you, the Ethiopians, are getting your land back. I felt this was appropriate. And the Israelites set out from Egypt on the way to Succoth, about 600,000 men on foot, as well as women and children. They were going to found the promised land. Yes, and I feel that's what we're doing. There's a saying amongst the Zionists. They say, next year in Jerusalem, meaning they will return to Jerusalem next year. And I say to all of you, next week in Addis Ababa, your capital. Ethiopia for the Ethiopians. Well, done with that. Is Shropshire here? Yes, the trucks are all ready, sir. You have the car ready for the Emperor? Yes, we're all set to go. Okay, good. Dispatch, sir. Platt, General Platt, is in Addis Ababa. He beat us there. He got there. How the bloody hell did he get there? He had the Nile between him and Addis Ababa. How did he get to Addis Ababa? He must have gone a bridge, sir. But how did he get a bridge? How did he get a bridge? Well, sir, I think it was me. What do you mean it was you? How did he get a bridge? How did Platt get a bridge? Well, I remember you told me to tell those Italians to retreat. Well, they were at that bridge across the Nile that was right in front of Platt. So I guess when they left, Platt just zipped across it. Oh, Williams! Well, you told me to do it, sir. Oh. Platt's won. He's won the race. He's got there before us. Sir, may I make a suggestion? Yes, what is it? Sir, if we take the Emperor and get into Addis Ababa, the world will think that the Emperor conquered it. Platt has no newsmen with him, none. He's got no newsmen with him. You have me. I'm the only American newsman in Ethiopia. We take the Emperor into Addis Ababa, and he will be triumphant. And the whole world will think that we liberated Addis Ababa. It's brilliant. Brilliant. I'll take pictures of everything and send them home. It's brilliant. Brilliant. All right, load up the trucks. Get the Emperor into his car. We're going to make our triumphal entrance into Addis Ababa. Yes, yes. We'll put the Emperor there and we'll storm into Addis Ababa. And that's exactly what we did. The Emperor raced forward in his car and he insisted that I ride in front of the car on my horse. He insisted that I have the triumphal entrance into the Ethiopian capital of Addis Ababa. And there he was in his car, waving to his people. And there I was in front of him, mounted on my horse, riding into glory, into the capital, as if we had captured it. There we were, Emperor and Conqueror. Cheering, cheering, give me some cheering, cheering, Ethiopian cheering. Come on, cheer, cheer, cheer. Yes, 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 cheer, cheer, cheer. Yes, yes. And we received a 21 gun salute. Give me 21 guns. 21 guns. And there was Williams from the Christian Science Monitor taking pictures of everything. Smile, smile, keep smiling. Come on, smile. It was glorious. We'd done it. The whole world was convinced. that we had liberated Addis Ababa, and I was called to go meet with the emperor. Emperor, your emperor, that was magnificent. You were magnificent. Your people were so happy to see you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Just got a dispatch, sir. Let me take a look at it. I'm supposed to go see General Platt. I'll be right back, sir. General Platt, pleased to meet you, sir. How dare you? How dare you enter Addis Ababa without my permission? Well, sir, you should have told me not to come in. I did tell you. I sent you notice after notice, dispatch after dispatch to tell you to not enter Addis Ababa. Well, I didn't get any of those. Nonsense! You got every one of them. Well, I got a few, but they were garbled in transmission, sir. How dare you? How dare you? I want to protect the Italian civilians, the Italian women, from those Ethiopian patriots, from rape, from murder. Excuse me, sir, but I believe that the only rape and murder that have occurred have been perpetuated by British soldiers. Don't you talk to me like that. What cheek coming into this city with him without my permission? Oh, I'm sorry, sir. What would you like me to do about it? What do I'll have you put under arrest. That's what I'll do. Well, sir, actually, I have to get back to the Emperor. He has some plans for us. Will you excuse me? How dare you? I will never forgive you for this. I will never forgive you. Wingate, this is the last straw. Always so nice to talk to you, sir. And congratulations. Oh, and thank you so much. Your tanks were of immeasurable help winning the city for us. The Emperor couldn't be more pleased. He'll send you a gift, I'm sure. General Platt is very excited. That's how I describe him. Colonel Wingate, I've received word that Colonel Maraventano of the Italian army has retreated from Addis Ababa with 14,000 men. Yes, he's withdrawing up into a plateau. He's going to hold out there. It's wonderful. He's retreating, and we'll just leave him there to starve. Eventually he'll surrender. We don't have to do anything. But we do. We need to capture his army. But why, sir? It's basic strategy. He's retreated. He's holding out. Just surround him, and eventually he'll surrender. You must attack him. We must capture him. But why, sir? Why? The campaign's finished. We've got Addis Ababa. But we didn't get it. General Platt did. Yes, but the world will think that we did, because we created the triumph. We're in the newspaper. We have the pictures. Yes, but you and I know better. I must have a victory of my army, of Ethiopian patriots, a real victory. I must have it. But, sir, it's ridiculous. He has 14,000 men. We have 2. Colonel Maraventano is more powerful than we are, but we must succeed. Also, people need to know that this is my army, not yours. It is commanded by an Ethiopian, not a British colonel. Sir, how the devil am I supposed to take on an army of 14,000 with 2,000 men? How? Do you have any recommendation? I would suggest night attacks. Night attacks. Yes, sir. Shropshire. Maraventano has withdrawn to the plateau. Another bloody plateau, 4,000 feet tall. So we're going to have to get the camels up there and take him on the plateau. Back up the escarpment. Camels. I need camels again. Come on, camels. Angry camels. They're so sick of this. They're so sick of having to go up and down these escarpments. Angry camels. When we got to the top of the plateau, I saw Maraventano's army, all 14,000 of them, arrayed out in front of me with their horses. I couldn't figure out what they're up to. What are they doing? I got my binoculars. And through my binoculars I saw they were getting ready for a cavalry charge. They were going to charge us with cavalry. Impossible. It would be suicide. Nevertheless, Shropshire. Yes, sir, I want you to bring up your machine guns. When they charge, unleash your machine guns on them. I need 200 casualties. That will break their spirit. If we break their morale, they will surrender. But we must kill or at least gun down 200. I'm sorry, it's cruel, but we must do it. We must. That way, they will lose their morale, and they will surrender. All right, sir. I'll bring up the machine guns. So we brought the machine guns. And then on came the Italian cavalry charge. So I want you to make horse sounds, and gallop, gallop at home, gallop, gallop, and be an Italian. Make Italian sounds as if you were charging avanti, 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 prego, 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 avanti, 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 avanti. Keep making sounds, keep making sounds. Horses, horses. And then Shropshire unleashed his machine guns. I told Shropshire to approach Colonel Maraventano and ask him if he was ready to surrender. He sent me a dispatch from Colonel Maraventano. No. He says no. And he asks me if I've got any medical supplies. He's got a lot of wounded. The bloody cheek! Not surrendering and asking for medical supplies. Well, it's a basic humanitarian request, sir. Damn him, if he wants medical supplies, he should surrender. Then I'll take care of his wounded. So we must give him... No, we're not giving him anything. If he wants stuff, he should surrender. Wait a minute. Do we have a lot of medical supplies? No, we've got very little, sir. How much food do we have? Very little, sir. And do we have any whiskey? Do we have any whiskey in there? Well, we've got one case of whiskey, sir. What are you thinking? Tell me he can have the medical supplies. Give him everything. And give him food, and give him the case of whiskey. Tell him we have plenty. If he needs anything more, just ask for it. But why, sir? We need that equipment too. No, we don't. Once he sees that, he'll become dispirited. Once he thinks that we're that well appointed, he will lose his morale. Then he'll surrender. Give it to him. Give it to him all. Tell him we have plenty. Yes, sir. And then again, the dispatch from Colonel Maraventano. He surrenders. He surrenders. Tell him to meet me on the field between the two armies. And that afternoon, I met him between the two armies on the field. Colonel Maraventano. Here is my pistol, sir. Thank you, Colonel. And thank you for disarming your men. We've collected all their rifles and equipment. It is a hard bit, sir. It's very, very hard. I know it's difficult. War can be very embarrassing. But you mustn't be embarrassed, sir. These things do happen. But where is your army, sir? I don't see your army. I thought you had this huge army, much bigger than my 14,000. Oh, no, this is my whole army. Just a few of us. But, yes. But we have enough to escort you back to Addis Ababa. Plenty of men to guard you as prisoners. Get your men in line, and we'll walk them back into Addis Ababa. So with 60 men, I marched 14,000 Italians back into Addis Ababa to give the emperor his victory. And I rode behind those men on my charger, and I quoted victory passages from Shakespeare. Once more unto the breach, dear friends, once more, or close up the war with our English dead. And this from Richard III. Fortune and victory sit on thy helm. It was magnificent. As we entered Addis Ababa, there were cheers. Cheer, 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 cheer. And guns fired off into the air. Guns. It was massive. We'd liberated Ethiopia with an Ethiopian army and an Ethiopian leader at the head. Restored to power. It was glorious. And then I received a dispatch from Mr. Churchill, from the Prime Minister. He says, jolly good. A brilliant campaign. With so few, you captured so many. An absolutely perfect military exercise. He says I should receive a knighthood. I went to the Emperor. I thanked the Emperor, and then I received another dispatch. I was to report to Cairo immediately. I didn't have time for the victory celebration. I had to get to Cairo, so I hopped on a plane, a rickety old plane, and I was off to Cairo. I knew what it was. I knew what it was. I knew why they called me to Cairo, because they were going to give me a new assignment. It was going to be to form a Jewish army in Palestine, an army of Zionists to fight the Nazis. I knew it, and they'd make me a general. I knew that too. Airplanes up. And the airplane lands up. And I went immediately to general headquarters, and I presented myself. Sir, Colonel Wingate reporting, sir. I received your son's. Oh yes, Wingate. Thank you for coming. I'm afraid I have some bad news for you, sir. Bad news? Really? Yes. You're being reduced in rank. You're no longer a colonel. You were just temporarily a colonel. You're now a major. That is your substantive rank. Well, what assignment do you have for me, sir? Oh, we have no assignment for you. I'm sorry. I'm sure if you wait around long enough, we'll find something for you to do. But I was called here. It was urgent. I was told to arrive in Cairo immediately. Yes, well, that was at the request of General Platt. He's the one who wanted you to come here so quickly. General Platt? But why? Oh, I don't know, sir. He just told us to summon you here quickly. He wants me out. He wants me out of Ethiopia because he wants to make Ethiopia into a British colony. Well, sir, that's absurd. No, it isn't. He thinks if I'm gone, he can turn it into a British colony, so he wants me out, sir. I beg you to control yourself. Don't tell me to control myself. I've made many recommendations for distinguished service orders for many of my officers, and none of those have been obeyed. Well, we gave you distinguished service orders. I don't want it. I want it for my men. All of my recommendations have been ignored, and now he's deliberately trying to get me out. He's thrown me out like food. Sir, you really shouldn't talk about a superior officer that way. Platt is a military ape. That's what he is, an ape. Sir, control yourself. No, I won't. Damn! I had a fever. I couldn't stop. My fever rose to 104 degrees. I was stumbling around the streets of Cairo. I found a doctor. I knocked on his door. He entered. He answered the door. Doctor, I have malaria. I got it in Ethiopia, but it didn't manifest. I'm going crazy. I can't stop sweating. My temperature's 104. I'm going insane. You should go to the military hospital. You're an officer. I don't want to. They'll just stick me in a bed and then ship me home. They don't want me here. They're all against me. There's nothing I can. Please give me something. I feel like I'm going to die. I can give you Atabrine, but you must be careful with it. Thank you. You must be careful. Even a small dose will make you massively depressed. It can be a very, very dangerous drug. Thank you. Thank you, doctor. They need to pause and think. Think about what they've done. They've betrayed me. They've betrayed Ethiopia. They've betrayed everything that is morally true and correct. If I kill myself, they will pause and think. They will realize their mistake. Yes. Well, it took a while. He has malaria, that's for sure. He took a lot of atabrine. It seems to have made him even worse. We studied his blood. He had malarial parasites on the brain. He was driven mad. He's not a depressive, he's not a suicide. I'm surprised it lasted as long as he did. But he'll recover. Can I say hello to him? Of course, Lieutenant Shropshire. You're welcome to him. He's recovering his health. I think he'll be fine. Sir, it's Lieutenant Shropshire. I came to Cairo to see you. Williams is here too. How are you, sir? It's good to see you. You're famous in the United States. Famous. You're like Lawrence of Arabia. You're inspiring to people. You're on the cover of every newspaper. My pictures of you. Thank you both for coming. I haven't felt well at all. It's wonderful to see you. Can I get a picture of you, sir? A picture of no, please, Williams. Not here. Oh, come on. For old time's sake, I won't put it in the paper. No, sir. Please, not now. Well, sir, you're looking magnificent. And they say you're going to make a full recovery. Sir, I thought you might want to see this. It's a dispatch. I've been waiting for you to wake up. Here you go. Well, thank you, Shropshire. It's a dispatch from Churchill, from the Prime Minister. He says I'm promoted to Major General. He's given me a new assignment. He's sending me to India. I'm to lead a strike force behind enemy lines into Burma. I'm to go behind enemy lines. I'm to fight the Japanese. Glory be to God, the best Prime Minister in history. Shropshire, could you find me pen and paper? I'd very much like to write a letter to the Emperor, to Sir Lassie. Yes, sir. Here you go. Go ahead, sir. Write it. Dearest Emperor, Emperor of Ethiopia, I shall always be a devoted friend of your Majesty and your people, and shall confidently hope to see you established as an equal among equals in a better world order which will, please God, follow the present disastrous war. Signed, General Ord Wingate. General Wingate, thank you. A proverb from you from the Old Testament. Be of good courage and strong. Thank you for joining me. This has been an Ode to Ord, the Ord Wingate story. And next week, on Thursday at 8, we'll continue with Ord Wingate Part 2, his adventures in the Holy Land. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm John Fisher. This has been a Theatre Rhinoceros production of an Essential Services project. Good night.